Welcome to the Inner Peace Masterclass. I'm Julie Cairnes and I'm a life mastery and conscious creation coach. Tonight I have with me human angels, known as Antonella and Massimo.
Hi.
Yeah, welcome to the Inner Peace Masterclass. Very welcome. Where am I speaking to you from tonight? Where are you? I'm in Australia.
We are currently living in Italy, in the northwestern Alps of Italy.
Beautiful. I love the background of the room here, and it's beautiful white walls.
Yeah, it's an old ancient house, and we live in a small village surrounded by nature, which is something we do love very much.
Yes, you must be in a very quiet area. I'm just going to read out something from your website. So our friends here, Human Angels, invite you to be inspired to find your sense of purpose, to dare to step outside of your comfort zone, to develop compassion, to be your own guru, and to anchor healing energy into the earth and be miracle-minded. And so they've written 4 books so far, and I believe a 5th one was on the way, which we can talk about a little later on. But first I'd like to talk to you a little bit. I mean, you've had incredible success. You have an international community that you have built of followers. Can you tell me, and the viewers who are watching who love to know more, because in a sense I know you maintain a sense of almost like humble privacy about who you are. So no one really knows who you are. So it's wonderful to see your faces. So can you tell us all a little bit about your journey to how this all came about, how Human Angels came about, and where you came from? And yeah.
It was a long journey. It took me a lifetime to be what I am, like of course everyone does. I was the owner of an advertising agency, an important advertising agency, and I had a lot of customers. I work in television programs, so I had a nice life, a nice job. But at a certain point, I couldn't fit in anymore in that role. So I sold my shares, and with any idea of what I was going to do, but it was like an alignment. A few hours after I sold my shares, I thought I will be a writer, and so it was what I did. And in that time, when I sold my shares, I met Massimo, who is now my partner, and in the same time he lost his job. So we decided to have a project together.
A life project together to be shared.
Yeah, and this project is the Human Angel Project. And after I wrote the first book, Massimo and a good friend of ours who is a native English speaker translated the book into English.
Yeah.
And the miracle happened because
all of a sudden,
because people from all over the world started to write us and to ask, please, can I translate your book into my language? Into
Absolutely.
my language, because I love it and I want to share the word. So it just happened. I just follow my passion, and with any fear, with any doubt, because it was really what after a life of advertising and business, I completely changed, and I follow my passion, and everything naturally, spontaneously happened.
It's just synchronicity.
Yeah.
Everything happened at the perfect time when we were both ready to do something together in such a way, And it just happened, as Antonella perfectly explained. I can only confirm that.
It was not in our plan.
No, we didn't plan anything about it.
Yeah, and it was it would happen. It was beyond our expectation. We couldn't expect to have such a success and to build an international community of people who gather us because they were touched by the message of the book. It was really exciting. It was really wonderful. It was great.
And we're grateful.
It is great.
Yeah, no, I want to know more. I just remember that you asked me to inform the viewers that you come from a non-English speaking background, Italian, and so I need to remember to speak more slowly. And you have beautiful accents. I love them so much. But I also noticed with one of the books, because I was looking at the books that you've written, I don't know if it was the first one, had been translated into 14 languages. Like 14.
Yes.
That was like absolute international global interest all around the world for what you're doing. So can you tell us a little bit more about what was the inspiration for Human Angels? Why Human Angels? Was there like a moment, a dream? Like how did it actually come to you? I know you've said the history, but not the kind of defining moment where you chose to work with angels.
It was just, as I told you when we spoke first time, yeah. I'm a channeler, so it's not about a rational process, oh, I choose to do this, or I choose to do that. It was just to be open to the energies of the universe and to channel them. And when I write, I don't know what I'm going to write. I just sit, I just reach a point of inner silence, and everything flows. So it was not something I can explain, because it's not a part of a rational process. It's just something who flow out of me, and it's something that completely resonate with me and with who I am.
Yeah.
And the fact of being a human angel just means that, as we maybe once said, that there is a human angel within all of us that is just waiting to be set free. Because one of the purposes that in our life is that to really to awaken many sleeping angels to their true nature, which is something that I feel very resonating to me, because the first time that Antonella and I met, and we had a nice conversation in her house, and I asked if I, very practically, I asked if I could use...
It's a funny story.
Yeah, it's a funny story, but you have to listen to it, because I asked if I could use the bathroom, okay? May I have her name? Do you grant me permission to use the bathroom? And I went in the bathroom, and there were, on a shelf, there were 3 spiritual books. I came back in the living room, and I started sort of yelling against the spiritual books. I said, spiritual books are for people who understand nothing. Spiritual people don't get the true meaning of life. But while I was saying this, and thanks to the wisdom of Antonella just looked at me and said, you are angry because these books touch a very important part of your life. You are wounded by something, and you are just reacting.
Yeah.
And it was an eye-opener. And then as soon as we began to share our life together, and as I always say, I learn something new from Antonella every single day. She is my teacher.
Yeah.
I learn a lot from her.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, as soon as I broke the ice that was preventing me from being compassionate, because I was quite a judgmental person, Then all of a sudden I realized that I was feeling much more comfortable with myself.
Right.
In doing things about spirituality, because I realized that spirituality is an incredible tool to make betterments in your daily life.
Yeah, very much.
And so our mission is that of awakening people, because the more people will be awakened to the infinite possibilities that we all have within ourselves. Because as you can see, we are two human beings, we have hands, one head, and we have been successful just because we have believed and we have put the best of us into what we do.
Sounds like a powerful meeting with each other, that first meeting, really transformational for you. Can I ask you what your personal experiences that each of you have been with angelic? Have you had angelic encounters? Or because I know I'm a channel also, so I know that there are different ways of connecting, but have you had any like incredibly like visual encounters or auditory?
I had some of them. The first time I had an angelic encounter, I was very young and I was very skeptical about about the spiritual world. I didn't believe in life after death. I didn't believe in anything. I was very
against the system.
And one night I went to bed. I was very, very sad. I was crying. I was really touching the darkest point of myself, of my inner self. And all of a sudden I was sleeping. I felt a hand touching my chest. I opened my eyes. It was really a physical sensation. It was not in a dream. Somebody touched. And I woke up worried because I was alone in my house at the time, and so I opened my eyes and I saw a beautiful smiling angel with I perfectly remember him also now, but it was 20 or more years ago. He was smiling to me. He was radiating light. And I was really surprised because really at that time I was not in my spiritual path, or I was not conscious to be in a spiritual path. So this was the first time that I met an angel, and this encounter really changed my life because it was unbelievable, because it was physical. It was real.
It was real.
What I see, it was for real, not for my vision, imagination. I was not the kind of person who thinks, oh, now I'm going to see an angel. No, I was the opposite kind of person. Was my...
But thankfully, and sorry if I interrupted, angels, on the contrary of many human beings, do not judge. So they choose you, even if you say, I don't believe anything about that bull, ... okay? They come to you.
Yeah.
Because they see beyond your mask, the mask that we all wear in our daily lives, when we have to show more strength than what we have.
Yeah.
So the day after this encounter, I was really, really happy. I was really... I was changed. Yes, my life changed after that.
And have you had encounters since then? Have you had more encounters?
potenza, of that, sorry.
Of that strength, of that intensity. So
no,
intense,
I have daily conversations with them. I have a lot of signs, a lot of messages, but like that time, no.
It's a very powerful energy. I remember the first time I spoke with you, and I felt very uplifted in the conversation. Also, my heart was very open. It was like it's very. I do sense that there are angelic beings around you at the moment. I'm sure you're aware of that, but you know,
Yeah.
I can feel it, and it's really a beautiful, uplifting energy. That it's very it's quite joyous, actually, radiant energy. Can you tell me what do you feel there's angelic presence on the planet? Do they have a particular agenda that you know of, like say at the moment? I'm sure they've had agenda of connecting with humanity for different centuries, different times. They've come up in many paintings, and they've been seen. There have been even filmings and camera. You know, people have taken photos of them. But
Yeah.
in your dialogue and communication, do they kind of give you messages for humanity? Anything at the moment?
They are very compassionate, and as you know, they respect the free will of humanity.
Yeah.
So it's all on us. They can help us
Absolutely.
to build a better world based on mutual respect, compassion, unconditional
Integrity.
love, integrity.
Yeah.
But they only can help us if humanity doesn't wake up to these values. They just can sit and wait.
Yeah.
Because
Time
because
they're comfortably sitting on a cloud,
yes.
which is quite comfortable and soft, and they see sometimes the strange misery that we as human beings co-create here in this world.
Yeah.
But they also know that there are many people who are committed to making this world a better place. So as soon as you align yourself with those higher frequencies, then they help you. They give you something, they give you signs, but you have to be, you know, ready to interpret them.
Yeah.
They don't always come in the way you would like. You cannot plan the help of the angels in the way you just push a button and make the microwave working, because it's not like this.
Is there any strong message coming through, like recurring message that they are bringing through that you can remember? Any theme that you remember, like anything that just keeps coming through? Any messages?
Can you repeat the...
Yeah. Can you say it again, please?
Yeah, sorry.
Are there any messages that you receive in your channeling that are recurring, that you think that humanity actually might need to hear? People who are watching, any strong messages that you keep hearing that they're wanting us to hear?
Yeah, the most important message that I received is about oneness. About oneness, because the ego is the root of every suffering for humanity. When you believe this is mine, this is your, I'm me, and you are the bad, I'm the good.
All seeds of separation.
Yeah. So oneness is the most important understanding that humanity has to do, because when you realize that we are all one, that there is no separation between me and you, between me and everyone else, that me doesn't exist. You don't.
The concept of you and I as individuals exist as individuals, but we are all interconnected. We're all one, absolutely.
And as you realize that because we are all one, because we are all divine being, in every one of us there is a divine part, there is a seed of divinity. When you realize that, really you cannot go on being judgmental or being against someone or against everything. You just surrender to the truth of the oneness, and everything becomes peaceful, because you realize that everything is okay, everything is perfect, because it's oneness manifesting itself. And this is the most important message that I received, and really changed my life to be aware of a real deep meaning of oneness, of the concept of oneness.
I was looking at a bee right now. There are still some bees.
Right.
Can you imagine that one single bee can do a huge, tremendous amount of work for the universe? If there weren't only this specific bee that I have seen, the world would be slightly less beautiful than how it is. So what we do when we write the books is that the fact that we want to tell people that you have a lot of energy, but the most of energy that you have within yourself, you waste it on fighting against, looking for enemies, or confronting things and people and situations. If you realize that you are connected with the people, even with the people that you are fighting against, then all your work completely changes. We can prove this.
Yeah.
We have experienced this on ourselves.
So
really, we will.
What would your advice be to someone who, or, you know, there are many people experiencing enmity and hostility directed towards them, and many people are innocent, you know, like they're in war zones or like and they have hostility direct. What would your advice be to people who experience that hostility and enmity directed at them?
It's a big question. What's in your mind, Antonella?
It's a very big question about good and evil. It's like to be a victim or a persecutor.
Yes.
It's there are two parts of two faces of the same medal. Because two aspects. Because if you cannot separate yourself from the other, you cannot separate yourself from your come si dice antenati? Sorry.
From your ancestors.
From your ancestor, from your country.
Yes.
So what you suffer maybe now as an individual is the result of what happened in a wider perspective.
Yes.
So what you can do is just to understand this and to put your energy not to fight against the enemy, but because if you do this, you just give your energy to the fight, to the separation.
Yeah.
But the best way to solve a conflict, it's always to send love to your enemy.
Yeah.
And, it's very difficult because when you see all this suffering around you, it's very difficult not to contact your anger and your wish for revenge.
Yeah.
But only love can heal the world. And when you are in the middle of a conflict, it doesn't matter which kind of conflict, but the only thing you can do to heal this is send love to your enemy.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yes. And I think that does change the dynamic strongly.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
We can bomb. It's not a sentence of ourselves. It says we can bomb the world to pieces, but we cannot bomb it into peace.
Yeah.
It has been written by a songwriter called Michael Franti. Don't know if you have heard.
Yeah. I love Michael Franti. He was involved.
Okay, so you got it perfectly.
In, the One Giant Leap project.
I love this guy. I watched. I went to a couple of gigs, and he's a fantastic person. He's got a beautiful energy.
Yes.
So that's all the citation about Michael Franti. So we have something more in common.
And I wanted to ask you. I know that most religions. I don't know if all of them, but most religions do have angelic beings.
Oh, sorry, we're temporary. Sorry, we just missed the connection
we missed
for
the last sentence because the connection was.
You should say it again.
Missing.
Yeah, I got the same message. Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, my question was that most religions have angelic beings. They have cited and connected with angelic beings that I know of, like it's historically recorded. I'm just wondering, you yourself said to me that I don't know if you actually had a religious denomination yourself that you're affiliated with. So I'm just wondering if you want to speak to the people who are viewing this about your own spiritual or religious beliefs. Just briefly tell people, what you said to me, which was wonderful.
In reality, we don't have any religion belief because what we feel is that if you are a divine being, you have all the truth within yourself.
Yeah.
So I love, for example, reading Bible or the Gospel because it's full of wisdom and full of truth.
Yes.
But the same truth you can find within yourself, and this is not a presumption like, okay, I'm holier than it's just to be conscious that everyone has, as I told before, a divine essence, and if you are a divine being, you can be directly in contact with the divinity.
The divinity, yes.
And so it's not about religion. Religion, it's a
boundary. It's a source of inspiration, but it can also be a boundary.
Yeah.
You think you have found everything within a certain, cage.
Yeah.
Even if it's a golden cage, and of course, in many religious books, in all of them, there are only beautiful words of wisdom.
Yeah.
But you have to go far beyond that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you think that you can only rely on them, and you not develop your real inner guru within yourself, as Antonella was saying.
Yeah.
Because we are the masters of our destiny and of our consciousness. Religion is a tool that helps you to reach a certain point of awareness. Then, from that point on, you have to develop your own way, because we are all different human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, normally, the guidance of religions tells you that there is just one way to go to reach that one way of happiness. We think that due to the fact that we live in a one world, everyone can develop their own personal way of being spiritual and divine.
Yeah, it's because of that we like to call ourselves
spiritual anarchists.
Love it. And do you find people from all different religions are drawn to your work? Just from...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. That's wonderful. I just want to ask you, as this is about inner peace, and your energy is really a beautiful, vibrant energy. Are you always in this place? Are you always in this beautiful, love? It's a gorgeous place. And
no, of course not. I would love to be.
We would love.
No. I struggle with myself a lot of
I struggle with myself, and the fact that we love together and we share our lives 24 hours a day, 360 days a year.
Yeah.
Sometimes we struggle.
Sure.
We recently struggled.
Yeah, but you know, when you find your house, your inner house, your inner temple, you know that sometimes you go out, you have a walk outside, you meet different energies, but then you can always go back to your inner temple. So it's, of course, it's about being a human being.
Yes.
But also it's about to know that there is within ourselves inner space of peace, love, and silence.
And keep searching. Keep searching.
Yeah, I feel that you're in a pretty uplifted place a lot of the time. I do feel that. I also just like to ask you, you did mention that you may have another book coming out soon. If you'd like to mention the forthcoming production of your next book to the viewers.
Well, the forthcoming, thank you for your question. Yes. And yes, our newest book is soon to be released. Yeah. The title will be 365 Prayers to the Angels. And is on its way to coming out. We're just doing the last things because maybe we have not mentioned it, but we are self-published authors, and believe us, really, the two of us manage the whole network of angels, the Facebook page, we self-publish the books, we do all the things. So we are busy 24 hours a day.
I love to be busy
absolutely.
With,
this is about energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a 9-to-5 job, and when it comes to 5 o'clock, you feel so tired. Now we work up to midnight. We wake up, we do things, and we are always full of energy.
But we don't work all the time. For example, yesterday we had a wonderful walk in the middle of nowhere in the mountain, and so it's just you are the owner of your time.
But coming back to the book, we are soon to be released. It will be available to be pre-ordered at Amazon within 1 or 2 weeks. We will post everything on our Facebook page. We are Human Angels.
Yes.
And we guess it will be really appreciated. It will be a success. And what really...
And it will, we hope that it will help
absolutely. Absolutely. Every day we open our Facebook page and we read the messages that we receive from readers. Yeah. And this personal relationship we have with all of them, they say, please help me, I have a problem. It's a gift. Yeah. It's a gift. So we hope that we will have a lot of success, because if we have success, we help many people and we can keep on doing the things with the driven by passion and love.
Because I was looking at your Facebook page tonight before I contacted you, and I noticed that you have, all the beautiful images of angelic beings, and interspersed with very profound human interest stories, like very interesting, heart-touching stories in between. Do you do that? You do that for a reason, I guess, to sort of keep, reality coming through with the angelic messages, like that you are protected and loved, and yeah.
We decided, because in the past years we were posting different kind of messages. It was more about truth seekers.
Yes.
I mean, it was more linked to the contents of our first books. But then we realized that people want to be in their daily life. First of all, we want to be uplifted. Yeah. And so we started to post a uplifting message, and people started to tell more their stories, because when I post some kind of contents, people write, oh, please, Angela, help me to heal, I have a health problem, I need a job. So it's our Facebook page
is a tool.
Yeah, has become a place where people can
find something that they need on a daily basis to make their lives better. Because this is all what spirituality is about.
Yes, absolutely.
Having a better life, being more compassionate.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, well, your message is well received. And just before we finish off, because we have, we are drawing to the end of our wonderful conversation, I'm just wondering if you could tell the viewers what your the free gift is that you're offering, which will be on the opt-in page that they can access. What were you going to be offering people?
Well, we are going to offer the free full version of the book We Are Human Angels in audiobook.
Wonderful.
So people will be able to listen to it while they're maybe traveling on a train or somewhere, or just doing their own stuff or relaxing at home. The book has been professionally recorded. The voice, the narrator is an English teacher, so his accent and his spelling is absolutely top-notch, so that we can provide. Don't worry, it's not the two of us, because it would be more of a funny tale. But we want to be when we do our job, we are very serious. So this guy we have recorded it in a professional recording studio. So they will have a full enjoyment. They will enjoy it,
and it's a book who has been translated in 14 languages and has touched so many hearts. So this book will be given for free to your listener.
Thank you so much. Well, we will all appreciate seeing your beautiful faces and your beautiful home, and thank you so much for sharing so much of yourselves with us all tonight. We're just thank you very much. I loved speaking with you tonight, and we'll finish off here. And thank you again, and good luck with everything.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Many blessings, and we wish you a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
A wonderful life.
A wonderful life. A wonderful everything.
Life too.